Shalom. First and foremost, all praises, honor, glory due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rechar Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the hopeful elect, pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. To the Israelite foreigners scattered throughout the four corners of the earth who may look like the heathen nations. And to the very few sisters that listen and learn, to you, Shalom. I'm the brother Yasharala with Great Millstone Chicago, and do a lesson going into these scammers. All right. Now this is all over the internet. This is all over TikTok, YouTube, where you'll have somebody. Obviously, he'll be wearing a mask to hide his identity, and more than likely will have a voice changer, and they teach lessons on how to order these blank credit cards or debit cards, right? I think they call them white cards. And you could it's a whole scam setup. You get the cards that are blank. It's a blank white card. So if you see anybody with one of these blank white cards, 10 times out of 10, they're scammers. All right, they got somebody's info on there, and they're spending somebody else's money. And then they order these readers, something like that, to be able to transfer over information onto the card to make a clone or a copy, and they have whole courses on, first you need this, then you need this, order this, and then once you get that, they also have devices that, somebody could stand pretty close to you and guess, most of the time, for men, they will have their wallet in their back pocket, or women will, have their debit cards and stuff in their purse. So it's a device that is a scanner where you hold it up close to their information, their debit card, and it'll grab all their information. All right, you know how people do the they don't even have to swipe or insert their debit cards. They could just hover it over the payment device. All right. I forget what it's called. It's sort of like a quick pay. Okay. And then the reader picks up their chip information through the radio frequency. Okay. So they got these devices where they could just come next to you, have the device, like act like they bumped into you, like, oh, sorry, whole time. Buddy just took all your info from your credit card without you knowing, and then going home and transferring over your credit card info onto one of these blank cards, and then spending up your whole bankroll. All right. So, hold on, I don't want to do that. Yeah, see, they're known as white cards. It says, Fed nail blank credit card vendors with 34 million fraud charges. And these guys are making tens of thousands of dollars. You even got the fake these fake 7-Eleven scanners that will they have a device on top of it that it looks like it's the device to pay, but it's a whole thing that they put over it. Let me see. Yeah, see this guy's gonna pop it off. You see? And then now they got all your info, and then they're gonna go ahead and put your info on one of those white blank cards and spend your bankroll up. You see that? So what these companies are gonna get ready to do. All right, what day was this? I think this was okay, March 6th, 2023. How biometrics and dynamic CVV are revolutionizing how we use credit cards. Now, long story short, basically what the credit card companies now, because of all of this fraud, all of these scam likelies, stealing info, and now the person is like, well, I got scammed, so you guys, gonna have to give me my money back. However, they resolve that, but these credit card companies, they're starting to realize, look, we have a problem. Now they're gonna move towards biometrics. So now they're gonna do just like you can have an email and do a two-way verification with a text message and a call. Long story short, in this article, what these credit card companies want to do now is they want to link your facial recognition, fingerprint recognition, or retina recognition, which is like your eyeball. All right, and the CVV is that code that's in the back of your card, that you'll use for another security measure. So that's how they're gonna um start trying to counter these scammers. All right, by making it where, okay, you got the card. Okay, now your card has to match a fingerprint. It has to match a facial scan. It has to match a eyeball print, right? Which ultimately is going to lead to what? The RFID, radio frequency identification device, which is the mark of the beast according to the scriptures. Yeah, I said it, mark of the beast. So what, Esau? Delete my channel. We're just going to make another one. At this point, I'm at the point right now where, hey, it is what it is. So, and the reason why I say it's going to move towards the radio frequency identification device is because that's going to be implanted inside of you. So there's not going to be no able to scam. Oh, somebody took my info. They took my chip out of my hand, and this is going to counter all of that. The mark of the beast, the RFID chip, which they're going to put inside of people's their hand. It doesn't matter, left hand, right hand, or your forehead. All right, let me see. As a matter of fact, because eventually scammers are going to find a way to work around this biometric. Now I'm going to show you something. Let me see. You got the movie Mission Impossible, right? All right, you got the movie Mission Impossible, old school movie. The first one shows it to you, and that was back in like what, 90 something. I don't even remember. Where you got the agent Ethan Hunt, which is played by Tom Cruise. All right, and then here it is. What he does is, they would find whoever they're trying to impersonate. They'll get a scan of their face, and then they'll make a mask that basically looks realistic. And you got those. They're called those prosthetic masks. All right. And in the movie, he'll be disguised as a whole other person. And not only that, they'll put the eye contacts in for the retina scans, and they will put something over their throat to do to change their voice. So this right here in and of itself, where is it at? Oh damn. Right, this in and of itself, the whole biometric is already flawed. All right, because you're gonna have some scammers gonna figure this out, how to make prosthetic masks to make it look like they're that person, with contacts or whatever the security measures are. Look, they're gonna find a way to get through around that. So the ultimate way to deflect that is RFID chip. It has to be this somehow at the device in your hand, and it's gonna, fraud is over and done away with. We figured out the solution. So I was reading that, and yeah, it's basically leading into Revelations 13 and 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, which, that'd be this. You see? It says, let's read the next verse. Because the whole purpose of having a credit card is to make purchases, right? So verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So in order to buy and sell, you're going to need that, okay? You're going to need that device. And this is the judgment for taking that device, Revelations 14 and 10. Hold on, let me read up. Verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So that's going to be judgment, all right? That nuclear missile fire, if you make it to that, all right? So, you see, look at this, says warning, card skimming is too easy. This is easy, and that's why when there's videos out where a guy will ask these Israelite women, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native American women, what would you rather have, a man that has a 9 to 5, making $50,000 a year, or would you rather have a scammer? Oh, I want a scammer. I want to be with a scammer. I choose a scammer. Why? Because these guys make tens of $1,000s a day, literally making like 10K a day scamming credit cards, making stupid money, scamming the system, making withdrawals from ATMs, making purchases at the store with these blank cards, which you transfer somebody's info onto, you basically make a clone of their debit card or their credit card, and then you go spend it as if you're them. All right, so these credit card companies know that this is an issue, all right, and they're figuring out ways to make it harder for scammers, which is ultimately going to lead to, you know what, we're not going to use the plastic credit card anymore. We're going to this device, and it's going to be linked to the digital crypto banking system, and we won't have to worry about it. All right, so Yahweh Ratazah, this was edifying. Till next time, Shalom.